In the next part of our Ireland journey, we took a road trip from Kilkenny to the Ring of Kerry. The roads were narrow and scary to drive at times, but the views along the way were beautiful. We rented a room from a friendly couple. They lived in a peaceful, rural area right off the Ring of Kerry. Their house was surrounded by greenery and wildflowers. There were sheep roaming freely nearby. Our hosts made us a delicious home-cooked breakfast each morning.
Our favorite spot on the Ring of Kerry was Darrening Beach. It was a windy day and it rained on and off. 细软的沙滩，清澈的海水，我很惊讶，这么美的地方竟然没有很多游客。
I think I was excited to stretch my legs after all the driving. And I was also excited to see the ocean and to take my shoes off and run around.
汉娜在海滩上像孩子一样肆意奔跑，无忧无虑。她真的好爱海滩。
We had a great time climbing on the rocks and finding little hideaways to sit and enjoy the view. We listened to our favorite Irish singer Hosier as the waves rolled in.
I had a calm, peaceful feeling while spending time with Hannah there. It was like we're in a romance movie.
One of my more terrifying driving experiences was coming face to face with a huge tractor on a single-lane road. It took me so long to back up that the tractor driver cheered for me when I finally accomplished it.
Our road trip continued around the Ring of Kerry to Killarney National Park. We made plenty of stops along the way because there was just so much beauty to take in. We especially loved watching the sheep. They seemed so free and happy. In Killarney, we did a short hike to a waterfall. The trail was surrounded by greenery. After all the walking, we enjoyed a quiet rest by the lake. Then we hiked back to the car to continue our road trip.
When we got to our Airbnb at the Cliffs of Moher, we were greeted by some friendly cows. The view from our room was incredible. We could see the southern beginning of the Cliffs of Moher. Our host was very kind and gave us recommendations for eating and hiking. Per the advice of our Airbnb host, we started our hike at the north end of the Cliffs of Moher. This was the part of Ireland I was most excited to experience. When we started walking, I felt emotional about how lucky I was to be there.
We were mostly alone for the first part of the hike, which allowed us to enjoy the scenery undisturbed. Along the way, we saw more cows happily eating grass. We hiked 8 kilometers from the North Trailhead to the visitor center, starting near sea level and slowly hiking up to the full 214 meters had a dramatic effect.
When we finally reached the top of the cliffs, we were shocked by the view. It was scary and wonderful to witness. There were seagulls flying back and forth and waves crashing into the rocks hundreds of feet below us. The Cliffs of Moher were formed over a period of 320 million years and are home to over 40,000 birds. There is something about these cliffs that feels prehistoric, like there should be pterodactyls flying around instead of seagulls. Being there made me feel small but also special. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
In the evening, we drove to the nearby town of Dublin. We ate beef stew and sipped beer while listening to the live music.
The week we spent in Ireland was one for the books. We hope you enjoyed this 2-part series and stay tuned for more adventures. Thanks for watching. 再见.